And we are on live streaming right now. And the gaming people, we can see you. So we will be trying to interact with you maybe at some point. Welcome in another amazing week in Umbraco community. And we have with us today two great Skrift articles authors, and not only Maggy and Cristhian. Hi, guys.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us, and we will, of course, jump to the topics of your articles, and not only topics, but also the content of it. But let's start from scanning through the news and things which happened in the past week. And we've had the April Fools, which some of us like, some of us are not a huge fans of it. I've been trying to figure out what will be the interesting news from our perspective to just try to fool people. I've been thinking about becoming a WordPress certified master or something like that, and I've decided that I will share the details about my own CMS. Which of course I'm not implementing because I'm using Umbraco, by the way. But we saw some announcement from the Umbraco HQ. It was about umbracoins. Yeah, the cryptocurrency which might be possible to be used on Codegarden as a currency. It was really interesting, and I saw that Adam brought it to attention that it was an idea at some point, right?
Yeah, there was a discussion about it, but the community kind of took this one and ran with it. Matt Brailsford had a posted a picture of his mining rig for Umbracoins, and the idea that it just randomly posts things on the forum to get karma points to convert into Umbracoins to buy beers with a Codegarden or something.
Yeah, so maybe it's not a fully a joke, something worth of attention.
And last week's episode, Sebastian did say about trying to turn karma into more of a currency, so it's kind of maybe it's got legs.
Yeah, and it might be a good starting point for making Umbraco bigger, even bigger than it is right now, because this week we also saw some updates from the HQ side about Umbraco growth, and from the numbers perspective, we can see that it's doubled staff revenue, bottom line, and even number of flagpoles outside the office. I saw some Instagram stories from some HQ members, and it looked like the real ceremony there. So they were there was a trumpet player, some confettis, and yeah, that's amazing how the company is evolving and growing right now. And yeah, maybe Umbracoins will be helpful to grow it even bigger.
Absolutely.
So yeah, behind the growth, we had also some community things happened. And Callum, I saw that you retweeted the invitation to contribution, and let's call it up for grabs. So one easy possible fix.
Yeah. So Cristhian noticed that there was a broken image on one of the README files on the Umbraco source. So for someone that's looking for their first pull request, he even linked you to the a place where you could get the real image to replace it and fix it all up. So here's a great first pull request for someone that wants to get that core contributor badge, and it's a really straightforward thing.
Yeah, and I saw also some discussions about it on the Gitter channel. So it's also good to maybe jump there and follow this discussion and just pick it, because from what I saw, now I'm not 100% sure, but it wasn't developed yet. So it's still waiting for some.
If anyone's watching and wants to do their first pull request,
yeah, go for it. And there was some more amazing pull requests from this week. We will, of course, include the link to all of them in the video description somewhere here. But yeah, what brought my attention was that finally this warning for editors.
We discussed this last week, didn't we? So the idea that you get a pop-up saying, "Oh, there's someone currently editing this page." There was a big discussion on the Umbraco forum, on the issue tracker about how this should actually work and what it should do.
Yep.
And someone's finally implemented it, which is awesome.
Yeah, so it waits for being reviewed right now, and there were some other pull requests, some fixes, which were of course already merged into the latest releases, about which we will be discussing later. So yeah, this is a really nice view of what happened in the past week in terms of contributions. Let's jump to another topic. We have some kind of Codegarden updates. We are
teasing us endlessly.
yeah. It's a never-ending spam history of
this week we've had like the awards, the Umbraco Awards submissions, and they've been really pushing that to get as many people to submit as possible. That's closed now. Neil's posted out a load of stuff, some sneak peeks at swag this morning, which look really cool, and like the beer pull requests, they're open now. They've just before we went live released a blog post about what's going to happen on day 3. Like there's so much stuff. They keep teasing us. This is going to keep going, I think, for the next few weeks up until the event.
Yeah, I will share my screen for a little bit. So this is an article which you've mentioned about the day 3, and what we can see here that it got a little makeover. The open circles are right now renamed into the bar camps. I haven't read the whole article yet carefully, but it looks like a really interesting change, and I really like the idea of describing each day for everyone, because people were asking which day is the most important, what's happening on the day 1, day 2, etc. So it's good to have everything on really well written and summed up. And yeah, we will of course include this link in the video description to let you all know what's going on this day exactly. Did we miss any updates from the Codegarden side? No new speakers announced. This is
not yet.
Yeah, not yet. So we are still waiting for some new announcements in this area. But and of course the award submissions are closed right now. I'm really curious who will win this year, and also I saw that Dave shared the details about 1 year, the first birthday of the Next to package, which was last year winner in the package competition, and I'm really looking forward. If not the tour editor, maybe something else will be a winner this year. We'll see. We'll see. And in terms of releases and packages, not so many things happened this week.
Small update to Umbraco 7.10.1 came out, bug fix, which I think fixed a couple of issues with I think there was a big issue when you logged in and you just got presented with a white screen until you refreshed and it reloaded. So that's fixed for anyone that's running on 7.10. And a package you found, Marcin, which I didn't see, but I think this is really cool, is this H tag grid editor. So you're able to choose, like, add a heading and then choose the weight and its position. Just really simple, really effective. It's kind of akin to some of the things we've seen in other CMSs, such as WordPress. Don't really want to mention that, but yeah, there's people maybe borrowing different functionalities from different places, which is cool, making our CMS better.
Exactly. And yeah, that was it. There weren't more releases this week, so we can jump to another release. And in this time it wasn't a package, but it was a Skrift release. And we have two people who are behind the biggest parts of it. So first of all, massive kudos and high five for what you've written, because we really enjoyed this article. And Maggie, you've written an article about creating multiple instances of the websites inside of the single instance in Umbraco. And Cristhian, you've released some magic behind security issues and security in general in terms of using Umbraco as a platform. Would you like to share some, I don't know, some thoughts from your side? How was it your first journey with the Skrift as a writers? How it was, and what was the I don't know, the main idea behind choosing this topic exactly and writing it? Maggie?
Hello. So I have been working with Umbraco for about three years now. I started with version 4, and when I started my new job, I went straight up to version 7. So it was kind of like a huge eye-opener to me. You know, the grid and everything was just amazing. It was a big change from version 4. And so one of the challenges that HR Go had was that they had multiple brands, and they were managing them all from, each one had their own separate instance. And because they all had similar branding, it made sense to use the Umbraco multi-site feature. So it was something that I researched a lot on myself. I got a lot of help from the community, from other developers. Me and Marcus went on the Umbraco certification level 1 course, and that was really great. And I actually have written a multi-site blog post before, and that was very early on when I was very junior. And when Jenny from Skrift, she messaged me on Twitter asking if I wanted to write a blog post for her, an article for her and Skrift. And so I decided to write the multi-site one because I saw it hadn't been written on Skrift yet. And where I wrote my multi-site blog post quite a while ago, it was quite outdated. It's very junior, so this was my chance to like revamp it and put it on a really cool platform. And I think I managed to do that. Working with the Skrift team was really amazing. They're super friendly, really chatty, and I would 100% write for them again and recommend anyone to do so. I'd also became a Patreon from them. So if anyone else fancies it, then please go ahead because they totally deserve it.
Absolutely. And they send these lovely little cards for anyone that's and some stickers, which I've got
mine yet.
It'll be in the
didn't
post.
receive mine yet too.
It'll be in the post. They send out a nice card and some stickers, so that's kind of what the Patreon money goes towards. And also it's just really nice kind of this turning up a few weeks after you've written an article and seeing that people appreciate it. And it's
for writers, not for patrons.
Yeah, not for Patreon, sorry. This is for people that contribute to Skrift.
Okay, that's awesome. And yeah, of course, we will share and encourage everyone to read your article, Maggie. And
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so we will of course share the link here in the YouTube video description. And Cristhian, you've written about security, which is a really interesting topic, and you've brought to attention some vulnerabilities which might be seen from the web application perspective.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of security or hacking? Maybe?
Yeah, I started with security like 1 year or 1.5 years ago. I always been interested in security, but I started to be like really into it. So I started to just like specializing in kind of security stuff. So I started playing with stuff, breaking stuff, fixing stuff. And I was reading a book called Silence on the Wire, which I would recommend people reading that if they are interested in security. And they talk that the author talks, which the author is Polish, by the way. He talks about timing attacks, and I found that really interesting. And I just one day at the office, and I just thought, hey, let's see if Umbraco is vulnerable to this thing. So I just did a simple test in the back office to try to log in, and I just measured the time. And I realized, hey, this is taking too much time when I put an incorrect password, but a correct username. So I started digging into that, and I tried in the login form, I tried in the forgotten password feature as well. And then I developed a kind of exploit to automate the attack, and I started testing against my own sites and so on. And that's how I came with the article. So once I have my proof of concept, I sent a report to Umbraco, and I tell them, hey guys, I noticed this, this is how you can reproduce that. And I created a script to automate the attack, so you can also try that if you want. So I exchanged a couple of emails with them about that. The conclusion was that they are not going to fix that at the moment because it's not really critical, which I agree. And there are a lot of preventions that you can do if you really have a problem with this, which I stated a lot of them in the article. So that was how I discovered the vulnerability. And then after I reported that to Umbraco, I wanted to publish it. So I created first a post for my own blog. And when I finished my post, which was like 500 words only, I thought, hey, this might be nice for Skrift. When I read the guidelines, I saw it's 1,500 words. I mean, I was like, oh, hell. I started working on the article a bit more, and then I got with one thing I liked, and I just sent a draft. That was it. It was an amazing experience to write for them as well.
That's really great. I think that in terms of security, we always get interested in about it too late, when it's really when we are facing the issues, not before them. So it's good to always know more about it in front of future development. So that's good, and thank you for your investigation, because it will definitely help for everyone and our clients, ourselves, and Umbraco itself.
Yeah,
it's great because, like as Marcin says, we're often very reactive rather than proactive to security issues. I know Sebastian's doing a workshop at Codegarden on hack your own site. So the common security vulnerabilities you might find in an Umbraco site and easy ways that we can fix those. And hopefully kind of security can become a bit of a bigger topic now, and we can start being a little bit more proactive about how we prevent our sites from getting hacked in the first place or exploited.
Yeah, that's true. So that's great. Of course, if you haven't read any of those articles, jump on the links after our stream and just read them, and get this knowledge about everything mentioned today here. And we have some smaller topics to also mention. We will, of course, share links to them after the video. Callum, you wanted to share something? A disclaimer? What has happened?
Well, yeah. So someone may have seen I tweeted out earlier in the week that there was something exciting happening at Cogworks headquarters.
Okay, I will share my screen. Yeah.
Yes, there we go. So we were doing a little bit of filming on Tuesday of this week. Something top secret.
We can
potentially for Umbraco, potentially for Umbraco, but I couldn't disclose, and I think Umbraco HQ maybe put a cheeky little comment below as well. Oh yes, they did.
Oh.
But I guess time will tell about what's coming from this. There's maybe something surfacing soon.
Yeah, that's really interesting. We also think that there were a meetup yesterday in Copenhagen, and it was oriented around headless. So I'm really curious what Niels and Rune, who were there, announced and shared with the community. So if anyone attending the meetup yesterday is watching us, let us know here in the comments or somewhere else on the Gitter, Slack, wherever else, what you've learned yesterday, because we're all curious.
I guess this is going to be a big topic at Codegarden this year as well. So it's something we can see a bit more of.
Definitely. So it was a beta talk prepared for the Codegarden. And I also spotted the question from one of the Codegarden speakers, if I'm correct. And this is a question about what aspect of site are most often implemented outside of the CMS. So if you have any idea, there were an answer about image editing, some other interesting topics. So if you are implementing something outside of your CMS, feel free to share it with Dean. I believe it will be a topic of the wider discussion, or maybe a talk itself at some point. And that's all, I think, from our short investigation of topics happening this week. And yeah, thank you, Maggie and Christian, for joining us. We believe that it will encourage more people to convert their articles into something mentioned in Skrift. And I want to thank you, Skrift, for mentioning my article about pro-bro tips for conference attendees. And yeah, we will see each other next week. Anything else to add from your side, Callum?
I don't have anything, unless Maggie or Christian, you have anything you want to say?
No, just secure your sites, guys. I'm going for you.
Yeah. Stay secure. Okay, thank you very much, and see you next week.
Thank you.